So, is everybody good to play adventure games, the Gloom City File, Chapter 3, the conclusion?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, well, let's get it going. So we need apparently to read this.
Read S5.
Start us off.
All right. Congratulations, you have concluded Chapter 2. This it talks about saving the game. Retain all your adventure cards except those with the exclamation mark, which you return to the box, but we actually didn't have any. They didn't count against us. If you pause the game, take adventure card A3 and read it out loud. So this
should be our final objective. All right. You almost have him. He should be trapped here. So, track down Thomas Webb, catch him, and set the hostages free. Now take adventure card X6 and read it out loud. Okay. Bring light to darkness. You turn on your flashlight and walk through the door. Return 1 battery token to the supply. From the flashlight. But yeah, you're fine. You're fine. That's all.
I mean,
all
you
have all the batteries.
I have all the batteries because she gave her.
Cool. Important. If you run out of battery tokens but still want to illuminate something with a flashlight, from now on and throughout Chapter 3, you can do this. To do it, return any adventure card with a star on it to the box. For each card you deposit, you get 1 battery token from the supply. So regardless if it has 1 or more stars, you get 1 battery token per card. But we don't want to do that.
No,
we want to keep our
also thematically, that's a little weird. Like, how would I turn this giraffe into battery?
Well, thematically, why would I not just use my lighter?
Turn on the flashlight?
No, look. Look at stuff.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You can now take location card L, place it face up above location card K. Set your character figures on location card L.
I don't like that.
L.
We'll go to L.
I don't like
go to
that.
L and the basket.
I don't like that. I was about to go do a good deed.
Well, it doesn't say that we can't. It doesn't say that, we are forbidden from moving elsewhere. It would tell us if we were unable.
All right.
So that's that.
You were stuck in here.
Yeah.
Okay. So
who's turn?
It's
a new chapter.
New game. Would you like?
I would really
Rachel
like
to
for
start?
Rachel to go to over there
business.
and 5901.
If she died, she would be a ghost for sure. Because she has stuff to do.
Is location card K already displayed? If so, read entry 890. Otherwise, read entry 990.
Okay, cool. So they use K as the indicator of the...
Oh, so she was going to say, I think I know who.
Jennifer, can I speak to you for a moment? You go with her to the back of the bar, pull out the eyeglasses, and hand them to her. Here, I'm supposed to bring these to you from your fiancé, John. She takes the glasses and looks at them. Her eyes grow large and then fill with tears. She leans heavily against the table, seems to struggle with herself, then says in a choked voice, "How on earth did he find that? Did he happen to go into that hellhole?" She stops and continues bitterly. "Welcome to St. Mary's Mental Asylum. What a joke. This lobotomy is a safe method of treatment, they claim. No wonder that the patients started spending all their time on stories and toys after they were so badly betrayed by those people. Return adventure card 50 to the box."
Oh, that's it? We don't get a reward? I mean, I guess...
No. The
reward, good deed is its own reward.
Good deed is its own reward.
Hey, you know what?
You
Stop it.
about it. You got it.
Also, I still think it would have been fascinating if she would go, "Fiance? I don't have a fiance." And we say, John died years ago. Tell Large Marge sent you.
The Pee Wee Herman reference.
Chapter 1 had puzzles that took us a while to solve. Chapter 2, we immediately figured out all the codes that we encountered. Right?
Well, you did well. I love your cheat sheet reference.
So I think that just made Chapter 2 go faster.
I think so. It seems to have less puzzles.
All right,
Right.
what are some of these things here? We don't know. We have no idea what anything is.
Yeah, I could try L. I didn't see. Maybe I missed something. But yeah, let me just try L. See if there's a description.
In the beam of your flashlight emerges an elaborately crafted checkerboard patterned marble floor, 421. Across from it, a formerly red velvet runner, 423, leads through the room to the dark wooden door, 424, at the other end of the hall. This place must have been awfully regal before it fell prey to the indifference of the city's residents. The tall candelabra on the edge of the carpet, 422, and the formerly majestic chandelier, now dangling askew from the ceiling, must once have bathed the entry area in a warm, pleasant glow. Red silken ropes, which would then have guided the way and kept order, now lie in a confused jumble across the floor, still connected by their gilt stanchion post. In the middle of these loops of rope beneath the chandelier lies a shiny penny, just waiting to be picked up, 425. Someone must have removed the grid of the ventilation shaft, because the cover lies unscrewed on the floor to reveal a dark passage, 426.
All right.
So the way I'm interpreting this is like this shading, this is all chapter 1.
Yeah, I like
This
that.
is chapter 2, so I think chapter 3 is going to build out a map from here.
Okay.
With the
I would say this.
We've
Obviously,
still got stuff over here, right?
well, she can come through.
Okay.
Obviously, I am supposed to pick up that pin.
I know. I was thinking, did somebody crawl under that rope and
But
some
part of
penny
me-
from their pocket?
Part of me wonders if I should take the lighter and light the candle.
Sure, that could save batteries.
Will that work? 37422.
Read entry 3747.
Wait, before we do that, should I wipe the dust off of it?
Possibly. Oops, that was
3747, that's that right?
yeah.
You turn the wheel of the lighter several times, and after a few attempts, the wick finally lights up. Now you have a neat little light source that may save you from having to use the flashlight. Return adventure cards 37 and 47 to the box. Take adventure card 54.
I don't know what 47
Wait.
is.
Return 37
And 47.
I don't have a 47.
It probably wasn't given to us.
Yeah, it's still here.
So it just goes back to the adventure box.
47.
Oh,
Thank you.
It was a candle.
Oh,
So we found candles rather than, or
You have a burning candle.
burn,
which is
baby,
an
burn!
alternate lights.
I'll tell you one thing about me.
You got all the light.
I will show you the way.
Who did all that though?
That was, the second one was April.
Okay.
The first one was we took
Okay.
Rachel
You didn't
to
actually
finish her
explore.
job.
Yeah, you combined that, but we didn't actually read 422 itself, right?
No, I didn't read it because
It was just an interact with 422 though. I think it counts as 422. Like
Okay, you don't think it's going to tell us anything more?
I don't think so. I mean, I'll double check, but I'm
Or is it
pretty
just
sure.
White candles, all oddly undisturbed, are mounted.
Take 47.
to the
We would have
holders.
gotten a
The
candle.
wicks are dry, so they can be lit perfectly.
So I skipped it by taking my lighter to it,
Yeah.
to the candelabra. It would have given me this, and somebody else would have had lighter. We could have combined.
Yeah,
it, but
yeah.
I say this guy.
Gotcha. Okay.
You should pick up that. I'm not saying that you could eat it, but you could put it in your mouth.
I've got change. I've got change.
Uh,
And I'm not Simon. I'm not Sticky Finger Simon.
Right.
yeah, but
Yeah. Like,
Sticky Fingers
I'm not
were
giving this
different.
to you. Just read this because I ended up with this and Sticky Finger Simon did not.
oh wow, Simon. Has there been anything about April that's come up?
I don't think so.
Oh my gosh, somewhere in here. Why did she get kicked off the horse? What was her?
I forget.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will go help
Backstory.
clean up some cave things. Well, we didn't crowbar 324, did we?
We did.
Oh, so we need to clear this?
Oh, that's true. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was how we got in.
Okay, so even though we all said, y'all, starting in chapter 3, you're going to start there. Well, I'm not really going to.
Yeah.
So I'll do 3, 2, 1.
Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, Brecht's Rise and Fall of the City of Mahogany, and No Exit by Jean-Paul Sartre. Before it closed, this theater staged its share of well-known works and still adorns itself with mementos of those shining moments from the past.
Give me another
Great
3
names and
questions.
stories, however, failed to prevent the populace from tarnishing the symbols of a once proud city with graffiti and vandalism. Beautiful Juliet has had a red goatee painted onto her face. Her lover has had his head cut off in the poster. And on everything, there's a large, dark red face with eyes made of 2 lines and a broadly grinning mouth whose color is long since faded
That's our
into a dry,
guy.
lovely mask.
All right. Story. I kind of want that penny. That was 423, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, you read her
Over
thing?
time, the runner,
No,
which
I'm
begins
laughing
at
at his
the
comment.
entrance and leads to the other end of the hall, has taken on a dirty red color. With each step, it exhales a little cloud of dust. After a few
I'm
steps,
exploring
there is such
the
a
runner,
concentration
not
of
the penny.
particles in the air that you can barely suppress a sneeze. Chew! You rub the tip of your nose, blink several times, and gaze at the carpet in consternation. Between your own footprints, another pair of shoes has left its tracks behind. And are those the marks of something being dragged?
Ooh.
Are you Rachel? If so, read entry.
This has one for everybody. I am Simon.
Did you read your thing?
Yeah,
The
I
type of shoe that left
put a bullet in my pocket and took it home because I figured I'd find another one. And this one proved the guilt, but they didn't care.
Oh, actually, that was you? I thought that was me. I forget now why.
What's your number?
I'm 611 and 711, so I'll refresh myself while you're doing your thing.
this print behind is familiar to you. You have several pairs of the same kind on your own shelf and have often cleaned the dirt off the bottoms. So it's a man's shoe, but you would have known that anyway.
That's all. I checked the wrong place. I guess I was to the left instead of to the right. So rather than the penny, I was checking out the runner and found carpet marks for some man's shoe, and it dragged something possibly behind.
All right. Well, she's gonna come over here and check out one of these 2 things. What did he check out?
The posters.
Which was
Like Romeo.
321.
I think so. Yeah. Like
I'll do 325.
Juliet posters and things like that.
325. It's a bucket on the ground.
Oh yeah.
From the train station through Little Gomorrah to here, you have followed the trail leading to a bucket next to the entrance. It is still filled with a sticky red liquid, but it's not blood. Was this just another piece of bait set up by Webb to lure you here? Furious, you give the bucket a kick, which makes the remaining contents slosh around enough to reveal something else inside. You have already started to gag as you discover with relief that it's just the hand of a department store mannequin.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
I was even better than you. I got kicked off the force because I shot a fleeing human trafficker.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But the captain of the police force is corrupt and had been letting that human trafficking ring operate.
Gotcha.
So I was supposed to bring him in so that he could be,
Slapped on the wrist.
well, so the evidence could be lost and he could be released.
Gotcha.
But I knew that my captain was corrupt, so I just shot the guy rather than bringing him in.
Oh, nice.
I did the right thing, in other words.
Right.
Way to go, Dirty Harry. You know what that means? You probably need to get yourself a piece of pie.
There you go.
Or a prickly pear. Or
Yeah.
whatever else it is that you want to eat.
I think it's April's turn.
So there was nothing, just Fake.
So apparently he wasn't even bleeding out when he was leaving the scene of the crime, or the scene of the
She's
accident.
looking right here.
He found a bucket of basically red paint and a department store mannequin in it. So he was fake us out.
He was leading us along.
Yeah.
So there's only one thing left outside. I'll go to
The penny?
I don't think I should go to the penny. One of these guys can go to the penny. I'm gonna go to the 426 and look at the open grate.
Alrighty.
Right away, the shaft forks in two, and no matter which path you look along, all you see is blackness.
Oh, crud.
Do you want to use your flashlight or candle?
Well, yeah. You can combine your candle because then I won't use a battery.
Yeah, let's. Well, but I've already looked, so do I gotta wait until next time to do that?
We're sometimes we're good with like
5, 4, 4, 2, 6. Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously just it's dark, so you use your candle.
Wait, don't hit it yet. Yeah. Would using the flashlight in a shaft?
I feel like that would be better
than a candle that might get blown out.
Yeah, or dropped is what I was
Let's look in the
about.
flash. Let's use the flashlight.
Okay.
Just in case.
You'll probably use up a battery, but
Yeah,
that's
fine.
That's fine.
0, 2,
and then 4, 2,
6.
As you shine your flashlight inside, you catch a glimpse of a shadow on the wall before it disappears around a bend. You hold still, waiting patiently. Lower the light a little and watch as the shadow reappears and finally comes closer. You suspiciously examine the silhouette creeping towards you on all fours and are about to retreat when a friendly meow echoes off the metal walls. Meow. You hear again as the white head of a cat peeps around the corner. Her yellow eyes reflect the light as you can see her staring back at you. She takes a few cautious steps towards you, pulling back at the slightest movement, and lets out another soft meow as she bats the air playfully with her black-booted paws. She arches her back and makes a little jump before pouncing on something that looks like a wadded-up piece of paper. Over and over, she makes little feints as she knocks her toy from left to right. But when you try to call her over to you, she retreats with the paper. She doesn't yet trust you quite that much. Place one battery token in the box.
So we might need some sort of like cat treat or fish or something to coax her. Oh yeah. That makes sense.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Red.
It's like yarn.
Red. Yeah. Or I gave you the clothes
Clothespin.
in case that was supposed to combine with the
Who
yarn.
had the can of tuna fish?
Right. I mean, hopefully not
Isn't
Marcus.
that-
He would have
he
eaten
would have
it.
But isn't that work? Sardines. And then they always with the key.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to clear 323.
Clear.
Signage.
The building to the right of the theater has suffered the same decline as the theater itself. Its drawn curtains, however, lead you to believe that it is still inhabited. But whoever lives there obviously places no importance on outward appearances. Even now you can see where the flames of the fire got too close to the theater's neighbor. There's something that gives you pause. If the fire broke out in the upper floor, as is rumored, and then spread to the ground floor, why are the burn marks more obvious in the lower portion of the building than up above?
Ooh. Yeah, I mean,
Sounds like
I
a
think
mystery.
he killed his parents.
Well, no shit.
Yeah, I mean, that was like.
I would assume that.
That's why he was sent to the asylum.
Look. If you're going to be pissed about your treatment, the people you should blame before anyone else is obviously your parents. I know I do.
Oh no, I think he killed his parents before he was sent to the orphanage asylum. Yeah, like I think that he might have, arson.
Yeah.
When I killed his dad.
All right.
What if you use
All
the
right.
giraffe as a toy? Or maybe use the penny.
Yeah. Which one was the penny though? It wasn't.
I thought it was 25.
Okay. Yeah.
I've got the car by the way.
Would you like to try to take the penny? If so, read entry 886.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I do. Yeah, I do. I'm going for it. I need to get as wounded as Marcus over there.
The way that the roots are lying there on the ground arouses your suspicion.
Yeah, they do.
To be on the safe side, you walk around the loop, pull back the rope, and use the sole of your shoe to feel the area around the shiny coin. Pressure plates, cable pulls, you're ready for anything. No traps. So it really is just a pity that somebody happened to lose.
So weird.
Take adventure card 5-7.
Amazing. It's a lucky penny,
Oh.
but there's a lot of text on it. Free action. If an entry says that you incur an injury, you can use a lucky penny to prevent it.
Fuck me.
The remaining effects on the entry remain valid, however, then return this card to the box. Important, if you are Simon, I am. Hold on to this card under your character card and don't pull it out until the end of the game. If you do this, this card can no longer be used for anything.
Oh.
If you do, or if, yeah, gotcha.
You don't
So
have an
I have
option.
no-
You have no option. You have to just,
I got a lucky penny.
because your sticky fingers,
Yep, I like
you don't get the luck of it.
stuff. Yeah.
That's why I'm not giving my
So
thing.
Simon and Marcus get forced things from the cards so far, but
Right.
nobody else yet. All right, she's gonna come on in here like a force of nature.
You gonna take me with you?
I mean, you can come with me if you want. It's up to you.
Well, you
What's the
one car.
Well, but
It's not a car.
It's
We're
inside.
entering that door.
Oh, okay.
That's why it said put it here.
Oh.
We just walked through that door that was
Gotcha.
busted open. I'm going to clear out the room before we go. So 421.
Despite the gloomy atmosphere and cold draft blowing through every crack, the black and white marble floor lends the foyer an elegant splendor. This theater used to be the jewel in the city's crown, and even today, the luxury of bygone days can still be seen. On a more thorough inspection, however, you discover scratches and evidence of animals that took refuge here. All of a sudden, among all the film, you notice something that you had initially completely overlooked. The gleam of a small silver metal ball lying right next to the rudder catches your eye.
Oh.
When you pick it up, you hear a lovely ringing from inside. It also catches the attention of something else.
Oh,
Rustling,
a cat
crackling,
toy.
echoing sound of scurrying feet coming from somewhere hard to pin down. Take
I bet
adventure
you just
card
found the
5.
actual lure.
Yep. Just gonna hand that little bell
Yep.
here.
And then what's your combo?
55426.
No matter how much you jingle the bell, the kitty won't come an inch closer.
No.
Even though she's dying to play, you're simply not to be trusted.
Oh my
So
gosh.
she keeps her distance.
No, so put the nine, so tie it to the nylon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
To get it closer. I like that.
Do you want to just
Yeah, let's try that.
4855?
With a firm knot,
Cool.
you tie the string to the metal ring of the bell and hold up your new toy. Now, every draft of air will trigger a bright, clear ringing sound as the bell rocks gently in the breeze. Return adventure cards 4, 8, and 5, 5 to the box. Take adventure card 7, 7.
Bell on a string.
Do I need to give that to him, I guess?
Yeah.
I'd already.
Well, if he wants to go through the door, otherwise you can hang on to it for
Well, I mean, if he
or I
wants to-
could take it for the cat, basically. Whichever one Michael wants to do, I'll do the opposite. Yeah, I like it. Still has some of the emerging story aspects, like for unfortunate Marcus, plus the story that they had.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like, to some degree, it really doesn't matter what order, like, you need an order, but you, like,
It's more of a set path,
right.
Less.
It causes damage to certain people or traps certain people. All right, would you like to either A, go in the door, or B, take the bell and a string that I created and play with the cat?
And have it scratch me?
Well, it has a piece of paper that it has.
Alright.
Or it could scratch you. That would be wonderful.
Alright, I will play with the cat with the bell.
All right, so that's 77 and
426.
oh, that is.
I will show you how it's done.
You do indeed find the piece of paper in the air duct. It's completely out of your reach at the end of the shaft, though. and little Miss Velvet Paws is nowhere in sight. You extend the bell into the darkness and ring it. The metallic sound reverberates back and forth between the walls and gets carried deeper into the room as a fading echo. You hear the familiar jaunty step draw closer and closer. The white cat with the black paws darts along the conduit until you come to her field of view. Then she makes an abrupt halt. She tilts her head and studies you curiously until she sees the bell hanging from the string in your hand. She seems almost embarrassed as she bats playfully at the ball of paper in front of her paws, without, however, taking her eyes off the bell for a moment. You finally have her attention. As if you were casting a fishing rod, you toss the toy out toward your new friend and do your best to tempt her with its delicate jingling. After an initial show of reserve, she starts to come closer while batting the wanted-up note in your direction. Finally throwing caution to the wind, she bounces cheerfully toward you. Your bell is jumping back and forth between her paws like a ping-pong ball. The cat finally takes pity on you and bats you the wad of paper. Thanks for the trade, you say, as you take the note and leave her with her new toy. Return adventure card 7-7 to the box. Take adventure card L1 and place it face up on the top of location card L. Then take adventure card 7-9.
So yeah,
So that's
figure out where that goes.
Well, it goes here, right over the top of 426.
No, it goes right over this. Art-wise, right?
No. See, it
Oh, I'm
goes-
sorry, got it.
so it goes right here.
Okay.
Because 427 was 426 was that, so now you have 427.
Okay. Poem. The Song of the Birds. August Henk. I'm not pronouncing it.
Easy for you to say.
Heinrich. August Heinrich Hoffman von Fallersleben. Flowersleben.
This is just the name.
The author, yeah, exactly.
We birds are quite a happy tribe. We fly, we hop, we sing. Our goodness one can scarce describe. It's such a glorious thing. Cole, you tell me how you would pronounce that name.
August Heinrich Hoffman von Fallersleben. August.
Yeah.
August.
August.
Heinrich.
Heinrich, yeah.
Hoffman.
Yeah, that's the easy part.
What was it? Von Fallersleben. Fallersleben.
Okay.
Augustus, put down that chocolate.
Is it not even a star? Is his name part of the clue?
I think that this will come inside this door.
Yeah, probably. Why? It has why in it. Very faintly.
Why?
But it looks like other things are like.
Oh, it had something written on it before.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's like a famous Dutch painting with another.
Oh
thing
yeah. Underneath, yeah.
August Gloop.
Hold it up to the candle because you want to see.
Yeah,
see through it. But the game says, "Oh, you want to burn that piece of paper that has with the
Set that
flame."
sucker on fire.
My turn. Even though something new. What is new? That's 427 though.
I don't know until you check it out.
I'll ignore it. I was intending to go through the door.
Go through the door. Let Rachel.
On the upper half of the dark rosewood doors, there are two golden birds flanked by swirls of vines. You turn one of the golden knobs, but it's locked. Well, okay, in that case, let's take a closer look at the locking mechanism. You probe the frame inch by inch and finally find 3 locations, hardly bigger than a fingernail, that you are able to push deeper into the wood. Next to each push button, there are notches scratched into the wood with a sharp object. There is 1 mark next to the bird's beak, 2 cuts next to the wing, and 3 notches next to the talon. Presumably, if these buttons are pushed in the right order, the door should open. Would you like to simply try your luck? If so, read
No.
entry 686.
We know the code.
Otherwise, Read entry
I'm gonna-
786.
I don't know how to enter it directly, but I'll try the 786 and see if I have the.
We know the code.
Is it encoded in there?
Yeah. We fly, we hop, we sing, so that's the order.
Gotcha. Okay, he's not reading it. Okay, the way the day has gone so far, it would probably be smarter to not test your luck too much. So you decide to start by puzzling over the riddle before just fiddling around randomly with the knobs. Wise decision. Take 3.
Yeah, so, because they're scratches next to their wings, their mouth, and their feet.
Yeah.
So it's going to be whatever the scratches are next to their wings, then next to their feet, then next to their mouth.
Oh, here we go. And this is the picture of the bird. Do you think you've solved the riddle? If so, 33XXX, where you replace XXX with the combination, composed of the numbers 1, 2, and 3. And there is the scratches.
Right. So it's going to be, okay, so the full number is going to be 333, and then it's going to be 2, 3, 1.
Cool. Wait, I did only 2 3s.
3, 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
You warily enter the sequence. First
Nice.
he flies, then he hops, and then he sings. Wings, feet, beak. At first, nothing happens. You were actually counting on a reaction, like the door flying open or setting off another trap. But this seems strange. Then you hear the lock unlatch. It worked. Return adventure cards 7, 9, and 8, 3 to the box. Take location card M and place it face down to the right of location card L. From now on, you can go to location card M whenever you like. When you go there for the first time, reveal location card M, read entry M.
All right, Rachel.
Um,
And that was this one.
should Rachel just go check out the new?
1 through 7?
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah. Something, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
From the shaft, you hear the cat pawing around, followed by the ringing of the bell, and then a wild hopping sound, until the game starts over again from the beginning. Curious, you risk a look. You pick just the wrong time, though. The very moment that you stick your head into the shaft,
Not me.
a jaunty paw digs several claw marks into your cheek. You
Oh,
pull back in shock, as does the kitty, but while you are still rubbing your scratches, you hear the sound of the bell coming from the shaft again. Take 1 injury.
And that triggers.
No, that was Rachel.
so that was Rachel.
Yeah,
So
so
that's
she'll
gonna-
get her 2.
She gets her 2.
So flip one of those to a 2 and put it on the thing, and we're going to read that, and then
2
What an
11.
ironic turn of events. The pain awakens old memories. Crap! With one move of the arm, you wipe all your personal belongings off the desk and into your handbag, sending a stapler tumbling to the floor in the process. Hey, Rachel, you need to calm down. Your colleague Leah tries to placate you, but the very fact that she does it so arrogantly sets your blood raging all the more. Damn it! You do realize that you don't have to clean out your desk, don't you? You're only
Leah is her
temporarily
sister.
suspended, not fired. Bite me. This here is a bad joke. Drunk on the job. What the hell does this guy think? Your hand is shaking, but you have to pull yourself together. You were offered the alcohol test in order to prove the opposite. Jim, that pompous idiot, he always has to put in his 2 cents. I don't have to prove anything to you. Not a damn thing. You are hot and cold all the same. You just have to get to the car, handbag over the shoulder, and out the door. Come on, get a hold of yourself. Don't give them a reason to think they're right. That's better. Into the car for a slug of whiskey, just for the nerves. Otherwise, you just wouldn't be able to handle being around people or divorcing your husband.
Heck yeah.
All right, so that's some of her backstory.
so she was kicked off the force for being an alkie.
Yep, she might
She
take the car and
refused to take
get
the
some
alcohol
shade.
test. And she's like, how dare they? And then she goes in her car and
Right, some alcohol,
sweet
yeah.
whiskey just to calm the nerves.
That's right.
All right, I think.
I have a feeling she's going to be calling Marcus later on. Leah, Officer April Pizzato, has a sister, Leah, who is dead.
Oh. That's the one.
Who she wishes was around to give her some advice, only occasionally.
Right.
She rarely misses her. Okay, I think she'll just go into M. Well, why not?
By the way,
Yeah. This should be a 2.
That should be a 2, and that one doesn't exist.
This
Oh
one
wait,
is-
yeah, it was this one that he just read.
I understand.
This is from the old.
Yeah. She had 2 total, and it
Oh, and they just never flipped it.
yeah.
All right, she's gonna go into the M. So reading the M. If you will.
You enter the hall and find yourself on the upper tiers. From here, you get a good view onto the stage and the rest of the room. One of the lighting bridges was torn loose from the ceiling and buried the front 2 rows of seats under its weight, 521. Luckily, several openings in the ceiling allow a little light to enter. Back in the theater's glory days, these must have provided a pleasant ambiance for the performance. Before the theater went broke, there must have also been film presentations here, because an old projector stands with its lens dangling down to the right in front of a curtain, 522. Still, the spacious stage, with its drawn curtains and remnants from the very last performance, forms the centerpiece. Painstakingly crafted trees, bushes, and even a tower, 523, have been shaped from plywood, and on a trapdoor, 524, cut into the wooden planks, there lies something that must have once been part of a costume before disintegrating into an elegant cleaning cloth. To the left, 525, and right, 526 of the stage, a small opening leads to spaces to which only the cast and staff would have once had access. Hold on. What was that sound coming out of there?
Okay. So what are you going to go investigate? And this is her, right?
Yeah. This is her. I like this little gold thing right there.
Her?
The
521.
light that crashed on the seat.
Yeah.
You're amazed at all the equipment that was left behind. Spotlights and other devices whose function is unknown to you are still suspended from metal poles and lie partly intact, partly destroyed on the upholstered seats. Since nobody felt it was their job to clean up after the final performance, you find shattered wine glasses, serving trays, and even clothing between the seats. You pick up a rather modern-looking bandana hanging across an armrest and pause. All by itself, your mind starts to make connections. You gaze intently at the material in your hand, turning it and flipping it over and over, but you just can't remember where you've seen it before. Take adventure card 5-8.
Cool.
Bandana, possibly.
And we'll wait till he knows that.
A bandana. Written on the inside, mirror, mirror on the wall. I'm going to break your face. Wait, is that how it goes? This is an interesting thing. It reminds me of the New Amsterdam, which is a Broadway theater that Disney renovated. It had it famously had a giant hole in the middle of it.
Okay.
Like it was all rotted through. And there's a wonderful adaptation of Uncle Vanya with Wallace Shawn from Princess Bride playing Uncle Vanya, and they rehearsed inside of the Amsterdam theater with the hole in the roof and everything.
Oh
They just
wow.
they would rent it out to people for rehearsals or whatever. You couldn't use the stage because it looked like that. Then Disney took the place and renovated it and put Beauty and the Beast or Little Mermaid or something in it.
Okay.
And now it's like their major theater.
There we go. 522.
I have a bandana.
Wow, that's quite an old treasure. The projector is still equipped with its manual crank, which can make images flit across the screen when kept in motion. As a test, you open the small lighting chamber and note with disappointment that it is empty. You need some kind of light source to see if you can operate the machine.
Okay.
I wonder if a
Candle.
flashlight or candle. Would a candle be bright enough?
Yeah.
Well, you would want to use a candle, not a flashlight, because the flashlight's not going to stay on.
Right.
You use a candle for that. Okay.
Do you want to borrow one?
No, I investigated it. That took time, but I will know. I communicate that to the person with the candle.
I'll take note.
I will just Oops, that's not
That's
me.
me.
I'll go. I'll check out the noise. It sounded like the noise might have been coming from 525 or 526.
You got 526?
Yeah, they're like the two opposite ends.
Oh.
According to the sign, this is the changing room for the actors. Unfortunately, it's locked.
That's all I get from it.
That was 525?
That was 525.
So that's the lot. Well, I guess she should come in. Is there a bar? Why did she not get a drink? Did she
Right?
not go to the bar? What in the major? I think she will. What do you think? Go to the furthest, or go to the nearest, like one of the other things?
I think one of the near ones.
524. I mean, I'm kind of playing both of these characters. I don't. 524. I will broom.
A square hatch in the boards piques your interest. Might it be used with a lifting platform to make an actor appear in spectacular fashion on the stage, or maybe disappear? In any case, upon closer inspection, you can't find any way of opening it from here.
I'm going to crowbar it.
I know. Why did it slip away?
Can you 54522?
You break the candle in two to make it fit comfortably into the box intended for a light source. You use a little wax to fix the burning half in place in the projector and close the flap again. Now comes the moment of truth. With smooth, even movements, you turn the crank and are astonished to see that the projector works and that a film has already been loaded into it. Fortunately, it's pretty dark in this corner, so the flickering flame of the candle leaves just enough light to project an image. You stare transfixed at the rippling curtain, which is now illuminated by a weak patch of light. As you see the first images, the hairs rise up on your back. Function and treatment options of psychotic disorders by the lobotomy.
I'm just distracted. The hairs rise up on your back. It's not the back of your neck. It's just.
No, my back hairs are lifting.
There was there.
Of treatment and wash.
And it's April.
Yeah.
When we lived in Laurel Palm, our immediate, I forget his name, he'll come to me eventually.
Harry?
That's where I'm going with this. But our immediate neighbor on this side, he was one of those, like, guys that was like obsessed with yard work. He was out there almost every day mowing or doing this or doing that, but with his shirt off, and he was the hairiest man we'd ever seen in our life. There wasn't a bare millimeter on his torso on either side, back, sides, front, all the way up through the neck. He was just like, he was Sasquatch,
woolly.
He was just a woolly, yeah. It was
When was this?
90s.
90s. Did he have gentleman collars coming through?
No.
I've been led to believe that is an attraction.
No, he had a.
He was a bear of a man.
He had a live-in woman partner with who herself had a grown daughter, but they did not ever. He and his partner, they didn't ever get married, to my recollection, but they lived, as if they were.
Yeah, they had a committed relationship. Yeah, nice. And a committed garden.
All right, so Harry back April.
Dr. Frederick Bergquist, practicing physician at St. Mary's Mental Asylum. Apparently, this has to do with a sort of documentation recorded by the personnel of the asylum itself. There is no sound, but based on your initial impression, you're assuming that Dr. Bergquist is delivering a presentation about his work and his clinic. Carefully groomed and attired in fine clothing, he sits behind his desk with an earnest expression on his face and silently moves his lips. Then it suddenly cuts away. Images of a boy, maybe 18 years old, tall and with an angry expression on his face, firmly bound by his arms and legs to a treatment chair. He screams, not in pain, but in rage. His His hands are turning white under the pressure of the belts that have been wrapped too tightly around his joints. Next to him, smiling calmly, are a nurse and Dr. Bergquist, who, hands protected by rubber gloves, presents a small pick and hammer to the camera, and then commences to use them. The remaining scenes are enough to freeze the blood in your veins. When everything is finally over, Dr. Bergquist smiles again to the camera, but now his rubber gloves are smeared with blood. The nurse, on the other hand, seems to have lost her composure. With a blood-drained face, she steps out of the picture to permit an unobstructed view of the boy, who now sits motionless, gazing into the distance with a vacant expression. Still in shock, you stop cranking the handle, remove the roll of film, and ponder for a moment whether you should simply burn it. Then, however, you blow out the candle and put the recording in your pocket. Return adventure card 5-4 to the box. Take adventure card 5-9.
Don't like that. I have a film reel.
No, you don't.
Nope, it goes over there. It's a clue. Yeah. We found a film reel, which is a clue.
Yeah. All right.
Was it worth it for me to lose my
candle?
The candle was probably a one-use thing. Like I imagine
it was an alternate light
source into the vent.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
So Marcus, what are you gonna eat or do?
Whatever's going to hurt me most. Let's go over here and get something dropped on me. 5, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Impressive. All the passion and creativity that goes into creating such convincing stage sets from the simplest materials. Give a set designer some paper mache and paint, and he can make, well, you know, what you see here. Are you Rachel?
You are Marcus. 2, 3, 3.
How did it go again? Not completely of your own free will, you once played the role of Romeo at school. She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel. You intone from above with sweeping arm gestures. What nonsense, you blurt out in exasperation. But then you remember the next lines. For thou art as glorious to this night, being o'er my head. Thank God those times are over. These days, you only have to do what the boss tells you. Of course, he sometimes acts a little ridiculous, too. Then, all of a sudden, something catches your eye, and you look up in puzzlement at the little bottle with the skull painted on it, dangling from the ladder. And it's all over for Romeo. Shrugging your shoulders, you put it in your pocket. Take adventure card 60.
See, that's one of my problems with Romeo and Juliet is that these really eloquent romantic lines are coming out of
Teenagers?
Yes. And I'm like, I don't care what age it was in mankind. Teenagers were not eloquently romantic.
You know, you say that, but have you ever watched like Civil War or any of those documentaries from that era? Like if you read those letters that people wrote, and they were like 15, some of them.
Okay.
And they were writing letters.
Okay, that's a good point.
Dearest mother, I have gone across.
Well, okay, you're talking to your mother.
No, but I'm just saying, like the language
to a teenage girl, then it's a little more groin based. You know, I'm
just saying the language that they use in those like personal letters, even
it's flowery.
It's so flowery and so like above, and you're just like, and now it's like, yo, what's up? You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's a fascinating thing. Like read some love letters from back in the day.
That's a good point.
What you got there? A little poison?
Well, somewhat fortunately, I'm the one that got it. So Juliet's poison. It's an exclamation mark, so we're going to
don't drink it.
If you were Market. Oh wait, if you're April
or Rachel.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh.
The skull and crossbones
or Rachel
look a little frightening at first, but who uses actual poison for a prop? Would you like to taste the liquid in the bottle? If so, read 666.
Oh no!
Important. If you are Rachel or April, try it no matter what.
Wow.
I wonder why April is involved. Rachel
because they're women, so they're going.
Oh, they're women because
Juliet's poison.
Oh gosh.
But I don't know how to get rid of it so that we're not without drinking.
We'll just lose a point.
Right. Yeah, I think that's better.
I think if you drink it, somebody's gonna get
I think it's worse if you drink it.
How much do you think you're gonna get? 3, 6, 4?
I would guess 2.
I'm gonna end the game with nigh infinite damage.
Yeah. All right. So we still aren't any closer to finding some sort of unlocking mechanism.
Could we
for
pour that into the soda?
Ooh.
Combine the soda
Or with the still mineral water,
yeah.
for that matter. Give that to him. Maybe that's how we off him.
All
We
right.
just off
So
him by
then
poisoning
I
him.
guess
There you
the
go.
other.
Yeah, I'll check the other
Which is
door. 526.
All that a quick glance down the hallway tells you is that it curves to the left at the end. You follow the corridor and come to a door that is just barely cracked open. On it, a long time ago, someone painted the words "props" in black. Not much is left of the writing, though. Take location card O and place it face down to the right of location card M.
Ooh.
From now on, you can enter location card O whenever you like. When you go there for
Well,
the first
just-
time,
just
reveal
move
location
green
card O, read entry O.
Okay.
So that's that.
Cool. All right. Rachel, I guess we'll explore.
She will explore O because that's all that's left.
You could describe the room's
have we
contents
done
as
this?
well-organized
No.
chaos.
It's locked.
Clothing racks and shelves that were repurposed for hanging shields, weapons, 722, and other utensils. Boxes holding all sorts of knickknacks, 723, used in past productions along with simple, utilitarian objects like a large cauldron, 724, and an old broomstick, 725, were thrown together in this room to await their call to the grand stage, which would never come again. Masks in all shapes and sizes, from flamboyant to terrifying, are hanging on the wall, 721. It looks like they were prepared for pretty much anything here. Even a replica of an old Winchester revolver is dangling in its leather holster from a hat rack, 726.
This was Rachel. She's inside the room.
Yeah, so what's she gonna investigate?
She's going to investigate the cauldron, which is 724.
Your eyes widen in disbelief as you peer into the pot. The acrid odor hanging over the round-bellied vessel makes you gag. Somebody has dumped can after can of cat food into it. A large plastic scoop is stuck in the middle of the slop, whose crusty surface makes a nauseating sucking sound as you pull the utensil out. Disgusted, you let it sink back in. In the process, you almost overlook the small brown key that the animal lover seems to have dropped inside by mistake. Yuck. Take adventure card 32.
Some of these are so random.
Is that gonna be our key to 525?
Small, filthy key. Was that a small?
Well, that's
hole?
Rachel's.
I thought it was a dressing room door. I don't know why a small key would work. But I mean, but it's a key, so it might be worth trying.
There might be something else over there as well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, April will come in.
Okay.
And is there alcohol in this room?
I'm glad there wasn't in the call.
No, wait, that's not her.
Rachel likes that.
Rachel is the alcoholic.
Oh, yeah.
She is the steal the weapon. All
Well,
right.
she's the
She's going 726 to see if there's any gun casings.
Yeah.
she's the evidence mishandling.
Yeah.
Even though
I'm
you're
gonna
sure
just
it is
answer.
just a replica, you're cautious as you lift the revolver from its stand and pull it from its holster. While it may be a copy, what you hold in your hand is a wonderful piece of handiwork. A smoothly polished grip made of walnut wood, painstakingly cast nickel, and even the embossed W of the brand. Just to be safe, you check the magazine. Empty. You aren't sure whether you would have preferred to find something else. Take adventure card 69.
Listen up, Paisano. Wait, that's her name. What a strange. Oh, 69 toy revolver.
There you go.
Nothing like a little 69 toy. What?
Okay.
Huh?
6082.
Are you really doing that? Nothing.
6082, nothing.
Darn. Okay, well then, since that didn't work, I will come over here and check out 723.
In the middle of all the scenery tableaus, theater props, and other junk, this one wooden crate seems comparatively out of place. Instead of being suited to the needs of actors and stage sets, its contents simply seem to have some kind of sentimental value. Digging with both arms deep into the wood box, you push aside all sorts of trinkets that seem
Don't
meaningless
do
at
it
first
both
glance.
hands.
The deeper you dig, however, and the more objects you grab, the clearer an image you get of all the items.
Whenever I stick my arm in something, it just fit.
With each object that you pull out, an old pair of size 10 shoes, a blanket with its wool singed in places, tarnished silver jewelry, it becomes clearer who these things belong to. Then you find a round blue button that you can't take your eyes off. Take adventure cards 6-7 and 6-8.
Okay, nothing bad happened to you. I'm surprised.
So far.
So you'll get 6-7 and 6-8. We can see what they are if you want to share.
Nope.
I can continue on to a different one. I can look at masks.
So we've got scorched jewelry, which is a clue, and we've got wooden button, which is a star.
Button. Who's got the button?
But I wonder if it will combine with something.
Yeah.
Would it combine with a cabinet?
Can we take the thread back from the cat's toy?
Reproductions of Venetian carnival mask, African shamanic mask, Medusa with snakes wriggling in all directions overhead. Somehow your hunt for the perpetrator reminds you of that old Greek myth, the one in which Perseus set out with his mirrored shield so that he wouldn't have to look directly at the gruesome visage of the monster so he wouldn't be turned to stone. In this labyrinth, with its dark corners, dangerous traps, and your own kind of monster, wouldn't it be handy to have something that would let you peer around corners instead of just running into the arms of your enemy?
Like a mirror?
Yep.
Should we see if that fits in there?
Yeah, I don't think it's that
feel
likely,
like
but I think
that's
it's worth trying.
32525.
Touching it only with your fingertips, you take the key and insert it into the
Okay,
lock.
good. I'm glad
It
you did.
fits. You're finally rid of the disgusting thing. The door opens into a dark hallway. Unfortunately, not even a tiny beam of light is getting in. Return adventure card 3-2 to the box. Do you all want to enter the room together with the flashlight turned on? If so, place one battery token back in the box. Then read entry 619. Or do you all want to enter a dark room instead? Then read entry 719.
So we're all
Or
going
take a look
regardless.
someplace else and come back later.
Yeah, so we don't have to make the decision now, but yes, when we go through, it'll be together, and we'll decide whether we
Do we
want
wanna
it dark or light.
Close out these last two
I think-
and go in with
Yeah.
That's
with your turn.
Sure.
All right. I'll go there since you're close to that 722.
You realize in surprise that the fencing foil has an actual steel blade, even if it's completely dull. As an improvised thrusting weapon, though, it would probably do. It amazes you how light the blade and handle are. This whole thing can't weigh more than a pound.
Ooh.
Take adventure
weapon.
card 6-6.
You're finding also.
That's me.
Oh, sorry. Gotcha. You're finding. Never mind. I was going to say Michael's finding all sorts of ways to kill the guy, but I'm glad
I have a
you
toy revolver.
Several weapons.
You have a toy revolver and a blunt foil.
That would
Dull,
that will
dull.
kill somebody for
Dull
sure.
foil. Yeah.
You just want to poke them in the throat.
Yep.
All right.
I know people like to throw. I like the up through the nose or through the eye.
Yeah, but
Because those are soft.
Yeah, and no bones back there.
do you want to do that last one there, Michael?
Yep.
What is it? 725.
Just an old broom, after all. Even in such a rich trove of costumes, there's bound to be something boring once in a while. You nudge it. Nope, it won't fly away.
Okay, weird. All right, can I open up the door? So I guess we're all going to go together. Is it worth the battery?
Two? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I still have one left.
Yeah, one battery left.
And I could trade in a newspaper if necessary. We could trade in one for one battery.
Yeah. But what was it? Oh, no, sorry, it wasn't O2. What was the keys? No. Oh, you had to throw away the key.
Yeah. Just do 525 again.
But it was with the key that I had the special entry.
Oh.
3252.
Touching it only with your fingertips, you take the key and insert it into the...
All right,
619.
619.
This goes back in the box.
Place your character figures next to location 525, then keep reading. You switch on the flashlight. The beam of light flits nervously along the passage, and just as you're about to enter the room, something occurs to you. 3 of the wooden strips in front of you look like they have been manipulated. Cautiously, you test the suspicious boards and determine that your gut instinct was right. With just the slightest pressure, one of the laths starts to give way, revealing a deep hole underneath. That web is such a weasel. Highly alarmed, you climb over the sawed-up boards and, only after testing carefully for more traps, turn your attention to trying to figure out what else might be found here. Just at that moment, the changing room is lit up with a harsh artificial light. The speakers pop, and you hear the jarring, now familiar voice of Webb echoing through all the rooms. I prepare many gifts for you, but you always reject them. With that, everything suddenly goes dark again, and you stumble blindly back out of the room. Take location card N and place it face down above location card M. From now on, you can enter location card N whenever you like. When you go there for the first time, review location card N. Read entry N.
I guess is Rachel going in?
Yeah, Rachel will take us in.
It takes a while for your eyes to adjust to the poor lighting. Meanwhile, your other senses are working overtime. You could swear that there was someone else here not too long ago. The presence of a stranger still hangs in the air, even if he is now gone. There are mirrors along the entire length of the room, 621, framed by numerous light bulbs that must have provided plenty of light. On the cosmetic counter, there are still the remnants of theater makeup, 622, and costumes laid out for trying on, 623. Here, too, a thick layer of dust testifies to the fact that the dressing room hasn't been used in ages. As your eyes gradually adapt, you discover that someone was tampering with one of the seats recently. You frantically look around, and all at once, a silhouette of a shape emerges on the wall. Just as you are bracing yourself for a confrontation with Thomas Webb, you realize what the shadow is coming from. A mannequin, 624. Relieved, you relax your defenses again, but realize how easily you could have fallen into another one of his traps.
So, was there something over there that suggested using a mirror?
It suggested it was the masks, and it was the story of Medusa and Perseus and how he used the mirrored reflection to fight her. And it would be nice to have a mirror to look around corners.
Maybe that's just a clue, like a tactic to use over here.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay.
If we can acquire part of a mirror, then yes, I think that we did.
So what is Rachel investigating?
Rachel is going to investigate the makeup, 622.
Because she's a girl.
Because she's a girl. No, because I think
Cosmetic product.
she might need, in case somebody needs to bang something, she's got stuff to hit it with.
Yeah. That's...
Are lined spread out across the dressing table. You find typical makeup for the day, an empty powder box, false eyelashes so long it must have been pretty unpleasant for the wearer, but likely made quite an impression on stage, and typical theater makeup in all the colors of the rainbow. At the edge of the table, there are also various toiletries, all lined up. Are you Rachel? If so, read entry 648.
Great.
Are you Marcus? If so, read entry 748.
You are Rachel.
Are you Simon? If so, read entry 8. You pick up one of the products and look at the elaborate illustrations on the back. You can use this to cover up scars, tattoos, or particularly heavy circles under the eyes. Maybe you should recommend some of this stuff to your coworkers. Of course, you know what kind of wisecracks you could expect for your helpful tip. The fact that men also spend a lot of time in these rooms putting on their makeup would just make them sneer in disapproval. You set the container aside and pick up a well-filled jar of cream. Carefully dab a little in your palm and rub it over your cheeks, forehead, and chin before casually slipping the jar into your pocket. Take adventure card 62.
Oh, no.
Is it a contact poison?
Hopefully not. Yeah, it's like, why? Why would you do that?
Face cream heals one injury, then return this to the box. I don't have an injury to heal.
Oh my goodness.
So does it
So
immediately just go?
You can hang on to it, I think.
Or
until
you
when
can, or you
want
can,
to.
or you can share it with Mr.
Super injured.
Well, I mean,
I'm not with you at the moment, but
all right.
Oh my gosh.
All right. I guess April will go to the mirror. Let's do all the lady stuff with the ladies. Sexist pigs.
Standing in the middle of the room, you almost feel like you're in a hall of mirrors. The poor lighting intensifies the feeling. You can only dimly perceive your own grimace in the reflection. You look tense and exhausted, with dark circles under your eyes. The worry lines in your forehead look as though they were chiseled there. The 3 hours that Webb granted you have long since passed. But in view of the attempt to capture you, the whole thing was probably an artificial deadline anyway. When all this is over, you're going to treat yourself to a nice, long, restful sleep.
That's it. So we weren't able to get anything out of the mirror unless I don't know that we have anything that we want to try stabbing it with because the foils. Isn't it too flimsy?
It probably is, but a flashlight? Hit it with a flashlight?
could break a bottle against it.
Yeah. And we might not
I
actually
don't know if
need
we
it. It might have just been flavor, but
Yeah.
let's see.
All right, so I will come here, and when I have that face
Yeah,
cream,
you can have some here. Put on some face cream. I just said one of the boys need to do this. I said to the boys back at the station, why don't you put on some face cream? They said, no way. What, you're just a dame.
so I'm gonna face cream.
I think I'd like to do a game like this where we talk like we're in a 1940s movie the whole time. Listen here, Buster. I'm gonna be entering into this room. When I get through, I'm gonna go through with you.
That sounds, that sounds.
I know well, we've been talking a very parody version. Of it.
Oh,
You know who does that great is John Lovitz.
Oh yeah.
Lovitz, I love that bit where he's like, tell me the truth, and he goes, he's like, you're terrible. We're firing you. No, I can take it. Tell me what the real truth is. It's him and Phil Hartman. Hartman is the guy that's like, I can take it. It's like, you're horrible. You're washed up. You'll never make it into this business. But really, tell me the truth. Am I going to make it tonight? It's so good.
What else are you doing?
my stepmother's an alien. That's the movie I associate with John Lovitz.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He's got a couple.
Which was Dan Aykroyd and
Yeah.
John Lovitz. And what's her name? Was it the same chick from Splash or a different chick?
No, my stepmother in Alien was his wife, Donna Dixon, who was wasn't she married to Aykroyd? I don't know.
Oh,
I want to say it's Donna Dixon.
okay.
Yeah.
She was a blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aykroyd. Actually, they did something else together. Maybe. No. He also had that really wonderful turn in A League of Their Own.
Yeah.
Oh, he was so good in that.
Well, no, wait a minute. A League of Their Own, wasn't that?
Lovitz was the.
Oh, Lovitz. I thought you were referring to Dan Aykroyd, and I was like,
no.
I was like, no.
You were saying
No,
Lovitz
that was Tom Hanks.
Lovitz had that turn as the guy who was like the scout.
Yeah. Okay.
And he went around. And he was like, oh man, it was so, yeah. It was like so dry but so perfect. Brilliant.
Well, did you want to do more than just the face cream?
No, that was an action.
Okay. All right, I'll go in and investigate 623, which I'll find out.
Chair?
It's not reading it. The 3 dresses hanging. Oh yeah, costumes. The 3 dresses hanging from the rack are still in good shape. The material is high quality, heavy, and clearly more elaborately fashioned than what you saw on the stage. The only flaw in them is the hem of one of the garments. The seam has been loosened and a scrap of fabric is literally hanging by a thread. Just then you notice something out of the corner of your eye. A quick glance over your shoulder, however, merely reveals your own reflection in several mirrors, each one covered with several cracks. It wouldn't take much for them to fall apart into lots of little pieces. Hopefully you won't be around when that happens. The shower of, and it's a dash, the shower of, I don't know what is messed up here, but it would definitely be unpleasant.
Oh.
We could look it up in the book, but I don't think it matters too much. Well, and it's probably like a full sentence, but yeah. I think it's okay. I think it's flavor. Although it again mentions mirrors and sounds like they're breakable.
Yeah, what's up with all the mirrors?
What number is it?
623.
I'm not going to reread the whole thing. I'm just going to skim
the last couple of sentences maybe.
Um,
The last part that I see is
the shower of shards would definitely be unpleasant.
It's literally just shards that it's missing. Okay, weird.
What a strange continual reference to mirrors.
Yeah.
You think that maybe he's on the other side of the mirror and we need to break through
To the other side.
It's like a two-way glass.
Yeah.
Well, but they're
because it's an old theater, so clearly Alfred Hitchcock is hanging out on the other side watching.
Yeah. I mean, aren't holes busted in them already, though? Maybe not all of them.
Yeah, I think maybe breaking 621 will do something.
Well, I mean, we have one thing left.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Do you want her to? You want her to do that last thing so we can go to the room?
Yeah, clear the room.
On closer inspection, it's just the torso of a doll on a long stand where the legs would be if it were a person. It is scantily clad, and as if to cover the figure shame, a spider has spun an artistic web from the stand to the hips. You clap the doll familiarly on the shoulder as if she were an old friend. Distracted by this, you don't notice the figure standing in the door until you hear hasty steps hurrying away down the hall. Too late. You turn around just in time to see a shadow disappearing around the corner. Place adventure card N1 face up on location card N.
N1. We'll replace something to do with N1.
Oh.
So it gives us a new 65.
Which didn't exist before.
Right.
Also place adventure card 01. 01. Face down on location card O. The next time you go to O or perform an action there, turn over 01 and place it on location O. Okay. All right.
This, I think, is our mirror.
Yeah, so it's my turn, right?
Actually done.
Okay.
April.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
April.
Okay.
April's going to go here.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Cool.
Well, okay.
I think leave you guys to your own. She's a woman of her own. Uh-oh. Let's see, that goes right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. It gives you a new thing to do.
Turn over. Okay, yeah, it doesn't say that there's anything to read necessarily, but yeah, I would. Do you want to talk to him?
The moment of the first encounter is oddly surreal. An initial burst of harsh light, and then there he stands in the semi-darkness. Pretty unremarkable, almost completely average.
Is it?
Those are often the ones whose brains are the most twisted. Still, in spite of all the experiences and encounters of this sort, something in you strives to reconcile the image of Webb, the psychotic murderer, with this figure. The expression on his face speaks volumes. He wants you to be here. He is enjoying the show. It's his performance. He wants to tell his story. Smiling smugly, he is fiddling with something, uncertain of his next move. You keep your distance. They already asked about you, you know. Is he talking about the hostages? That must mean that they're still alive. Of course, not by name. Help, help, let us out of here, and so on. But we know what they mean by that, don't we? Words can be used to say so much more than just what's obvious on the surface. One of the lessons that my years in the theater taught me after my release. They let me sleep here, you know, if I clean the rooms at night. Kind of impudent, actually. Still, this is my home. His thoughts wander off. He's talking more to himself than to you. And as he does so, he keeps digging his fingers into the object in his hand. Do you want to interrupt him? If so, read entry 443. Or do you want to keep listening? In that case, read entry 543.
Ooh. We can't help you. We're not there.
You're not there.
Now, and when he's saying this is my home, that he means that literally, because isn't the theater the conversion of his parents' house?
Yeah, it used to be, and
Yeah.
is currently.
Yeah. I'm inclined to keep
And
listening.
they let him sleep here if he does, work at night.
Right.
They're letting him sleep in his ancestral home.
I think I'm inclined to let him keep going.
Let him monologue.
Yeah. I mean, when they ask you, "Are you a god?"
You let them monologue
you
about it.
say, "Let them monologue."
Patiently and without making any movement, you listened to his words. It was her home. The unexpectedly soft expression in his face takes you aback for a moment. Mother was a good person. Too good. For him. If only she had still been at the club as usual. It was only supposed to hit him. She shouldn't have been there. He's apparently talking about his family. During his monologue, he briefly turned quiet. Now, however, almost feverishly, he is once again kneading the small object in his hand. On closer inspection, you can see that it's a small box of matches. You know the logo. It belonged to a company owned by Webb Sr., but most of the color is faded and the packaging is crumpled. But they will pay. Everyone who was involved, the nurses and doctors, the police, everyone who abandoned me to that misery. He looks right at you, but you can tell from his gaze that his mind is far, far away. You! His hands are shaking as his gaze sweeps to the box. You notice that a blue jacket, the same shade as the company's logo, has been thrown onto the box's contents. Its material seems soaked. As your brain finally catches on, it's too late. While you let him get out of your sight, he has lit one of the matches and simply lets it drop to the floor. In an instant, flames are lighting up a path of gasoline leading right towards you. In front of you, a wall of fire rises up and spreads to the jacket and the rest of the box's contents. You are going to burn, just like my father. With these words, the silhouette of Thomas Webb disappears in black smoke, and you turn your attention to getting out of here as fast as possible. Return location card O and adventure card O1 to the box. Then place adventure card M1 face up on location card M.
Take pause that for a second. So M1. And then take all character figures that were on O or O1 and move them to M.
Okay, so this is going
Face up on
here.
probably in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 23.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So.
gives us a new 527.
And that's it for the new stuff. So.
All right, you're welcome, guys. I burned down the part of the building.
All right. I will investigate 625.
A fine coating of undisturbed dust has settled on the surface and extends across the entire length of the table, like new snow on a cold winter's night. Lost in thought, you think back to more innocent days, when something as simple as making a snowman could bring you such pleasure. Then your gaze catches on something out of place. There's a spot where the dust has been wiped away. In its place, you can make out several fingerprints. Webb's hand, you're sure of it. Apparently, he feels so at home here that he's getting careless. The trail is still fresh. If you can only preserve it, the GCPD might find it very helpful.
Do you want to
How do we preserve his handprint?
I don't know.
Chalk.
Oh yeah.
I'm okay if you want to try that. Yeah.
Well, it'll be you now.
Yeah,
He's already done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but like if you can use the
I'll try
chalk
that.
to get the fingerprints.
No.
I know a tree.
Oh, that was 42625.
Yeah, 42625.
Do we have anything like modeling, impression, whatever? I don't.
Fine brush. I have that. That's what we eventually cleaned the dust off.
We have a playing card and another playing card.
What happens if you do 1442?
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
This really might work.
Ooh.
You scrape off a little chalk with your fingernail and
Nice.
carefully dab your brush in the powder and then on the back of your hand. The blue dust clings to even the slightest traces of fat or sweat. Definitely usable, you decide. Return adventure cards 1-4 and 4-2 to the box. Take adventure card 7-1.
I don't know what it just made. I applied it to my hand.
Well, I think that might have been a test. So now I think.
Oh yeah, okay. You're right. Fingerprint kit. Nice. Okay, so
So go ahead. So you want to go ahead and
Nice.
use it?
Yes. Good call. Good call.
Is this still his turn, or does it have to move on?
Proud of your powers of deduction, you lower the soft brush in the chalk dust and then carefully dab at a fingertip of the print. The fine ridges of skin stand out from the background in the chalk. You improvise by removing the strip of tape that was used to seal your invitation, apply it to the print, and finally attach it gently to the back of the envelope. Return adventure card 7-1 to the box. Take adventure card 6-5.
That was a star.
So this better give us
3 stars.
It's a clue.
There we go.
Okay.
Nice.
You're welcome. You're an actual investigator on your team.
You're right. Yeah, that works. Nicely done.
All right.
Then I guess she can come in here.
5-2. What is that?
5, 7. 5 to 7.
Webb must have left the hatch open on purpose when he ran over here, so he must be waiting for you somewhere down below. Take location card P and place it face down beneath location card M. From now on, you can go to location card P whenever you like. When you go there for the first time, reveal location card P, read entry P.
All right. Guess does April want to go down?
April will go down.
You slowly climb down through the trap door. Beneath the stage is a large storage room holding all the technical necessities required to ensure that the actors and stage sets all make the proper impression as they enter and exit. Candles illuminate the room and cast a ghostly light on the inventory. This lower stage area is crammed with way too much stuff, concealing lots of nooks and crannies, 821, 822, that could hide anything and anyone. Along with lifting platforms, lowering mechanisms, and revolving stages, there are all sorts of art materials, 823, and crates as tall as a man. Several bowls, the type used for eating breakfast cereal, are stacked on the seat of a chair, 824. A container, kind used on cargo ships, dominates the rear portion of the room, 825. No trace of Thomas Webb, but you have the feeling that he's lying low around here somewhere. With all its murky corners, this place seems made to order for the kind of perfidious game of hide and seek that a sneaky rat like Tom might enjoy.
All right. What would you like to check first?
Last time I thought that was in the front, so I'm going to see if I can go across and wait. So 823.
Cans of spray paint, plaster, steel-sealed buckets of paint. These are the things the theater personnel use to prepare the scenery for their productions. Unfortunately, nothing that seems useful at the moment.
Well, what if I took a lighter?
Oh, you lost your lighter.
I used it to light the candle.
I guess I missed that. It was a one-time lighter.
822.
Yet another dark, dirty corner. Too inconvenient for even the theater people to store anything but worn-out junk here.
The people behind us will find the even emptier
But,
lighter.
but it said it's a dark corner, so
Yeah.
we need to come back with light.
Well, we only have one battery.
Okay.
So
All
we
right.
need to
And
be
well, and it says
thoughtful.
yet another dark, dirty corner, too inconvenient for even the theater people to store.
Okay, so it's not.
So I don't know that's
I-
too dark
Yeah,
necessarily.
Yeah, exactly.
I
It's
think
flavor.
it's just
Flavor.
setting us up to.
825.
The question is, do we find everything, or do we try to find him?
Well, here's the thing. Metagaming, there's a P1 and a P2, so we're going to have to do things that are going to modify that.
Yeah.
The massive steel container must
I'd be up
cover
for
an
just
area of
finding
60
Kale,
square
but-
feet. In front of the door, you find a few pieces of straw and the dried remains of old cat food. Was it used for animal transport? You feel the urge to knock on the metal, but then have a better idea. Better not make any unnecessary noise. So you walk softly around the container, find yourself standing in front of the identifying label, EWGC.
EW, is that his father's initials?
I think so.
Yeah, EWG.
General contractor, probably.
No. GC is.
Oh, God, yeah, Gloom City.
Gloom
Yeah,
City.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
EW is
His father, yeah.
yeah. Webb.
Yeah.
That was it.
All right. I guess she can come in and check out these bowls.
Yeah, the cereal bowls. 824.
824.
At arm's length, you take the top bowl off the tower of dishes and wrinkle your nose in disgust. It's not just that it stubbornly sticks to the stuff beneath it and requires a vigorous shake to free it. What's inside the bowl is even worse. Rancid cat food dried out on the surface and swimming in jiggling brownish gel has already decomposed into a meal for something very low down the food chain. Fat white maggots are feasting on chunks of old meat, romping around blissfully in a paradise for vermin. They begin writhing wildly on the floor when you interrupt their meal by simply dropping the bowl. The bowls underneath are not yet infested, but stink almost as repugnantly. In accordance with Archimedes, the mass of the topmost bowl has caused their semi-liquid contents to swell over their edges. Rotting slime from the collagen of meat gobbets flows over a bowl with Diana written on it in permanent black marker. The other bowls are marked with names as well, although the slimy remains have rendered them completely illegible.
Oh, jeez.
That's what he's
Adventure
feeding the
card
hostages.
70.
Or, yeah. Or it is the hostages.
Ooh.
Either way is pretty nasty.
Bowl clue.
Diana.
Diana.
All right.
Diana's the
Michael.
Well, no, I'm thinking Diana.
I
I think Diana's the name of one of the hostages.
Yeah. He's feeding them all cat food.
I hope so.
Rancid cat food.
I mean,
Yeah,
it was better than them being the cat food.
We're going at 821? That's interesting.
You softly place one foot before the other and press your back against the cold surface of the column that is blocking your view. Wouldn't this be the perfect hiding place for that lunatic? Your heart is pounding in your throat, but you circle around and risk a lightning-fast look around the corner, only to quickly pull back again. Was there something there? You're not sure. Maybe your senses are just playing tricks on you and making you think there are movements in the darkness when there really aren't any. Or are there?
Ooh, nothing. So we have
might
to
need a
do
flashlight
something.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm okay skipping if you want to just go to yours.
We're standing next to each other.
I'll do that.
821.
Your muscles are
There we go.
straining to the breaking point. Flashlight in one hand and groping uncertainly across the wall with the other. You step out of the shadows with a vague feeling of temporary safety. But this is just what he was waiting for. From a corner that you would not have been able to see from your vantage point, there comes an ugly, mechanical noise followed by something zooming at you at lightning-fast speed. Before you can react, you are struck by the blade of a knife. With a jerk of intense pain, you let out a tortured cry and look down, expecting to see the blade sticking out of your arm. Instead, you can only count yourself lucky that Thomas Webb's trap was not more precise. True, there is fresh, hot blood running across your skin, but it is not coming from a puncture wound. It's only an ordinary cut. Lucky thing that the blade only grazed you before disappearing somewhere in the darkness. Okay, are you ready for more? His dirty laughter echoes through the room. He really seems to be taking pleasure in the fact that you have set off his trap. Swallowing your anger, you decide to take advantage of the situation. From his laugh and the subsequent rattling of a mechanical winch, you were able to make out more or less where this sick sadist is hiding. Take 2 injuries, place 1 battery token back in the box. Place a check mark on 821, and place adventure card P1 face up on location card B.
Place a check mark on 821.
Yeah. So the on are the black, and the next are the white.
And then
And I'll read my
adventure card P1.
you 2 injury. Yep.
Wait, you don't.
Oh,
Two-
no, I'm
two.
sorry, that's 4. Yeah, that needs 4. Never mind.
No, no,
Actually,
you
I'm not
have-
reading it yet.
It's 4 total.
Oh, 4 total? Okay, gotcha.
Oh, it's 2 and 2?
Yeah, it's.
Oh, I thought it was 2 then 4.
No,
Why are some memories
it's
so hard to get rid
2
of,
and then 4
especially
total.
the painful ones?
Okay.
Yes, 1,000 times yes, she jumps into your arms, and you are almost afraid of dropping her as your nerves have left you a bit lightheaded. Really? She isn't the only one who laughs out loud at your question. The crowd of people gathered in the pavilion join in as well. Applause erupts from the crowd as you gaze into the face of the woman you love without limit. The moment could hardly be more perfect. Now that you have a permanent position with the GCPD, this was just the right time to ask Vanessa to be your wife. Now you can buy a house, have children, get a dog, all the things that the two of you have so often talked about. Her bright, almost amber-colored eyes are sparkling at you, overjoyed. You pull her tighter to yourself. So many faces of people that you have never before seen in your life, smiling at you and celebrating with you. When you asked her, they just happened to be here in the pavilion where you had your first date. And now, here they are, cheering you on as if they were members of your own family. Only one of them seems out of place. While all the others clap, hoot, and congratulate you, he stands there alone in the crowd with his hands in his pockets, staring. His hood is drawn low, its dark shadow covering his entire face. And we should invite my aunt on my mother's side, her voice cuts through. Just then, you realize that your head was in a completely different place when all of your thoughts are supposed to be devoted to your beloved. Your police instincts must be telling you something about the guy in the hood, but when you look back toward the crowd, he's gone.
I don't know that I interpret this the way you did.
Well, see the paragraph for a
says-
second?
When a character receives enough total injury, total injuries to reach or surpass the second threshold.
Right. So
I
your
see.
total is your total.
Yeah.
So 4 is the threshold for total.
That's why the total is bolded.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
were we told to put P1 out?
P1.
Yes.
Probably need a flashlight again.
This goes
Might
over
have to bring Bruce
825.
So over here.
Yeah, and
This is still.
so what?
So 826 now is the new dark corner.
Which I was going to check out, but
Yeah, you
someone
were.
told me I shouldn't.
Well, but I think it's like you have to do it in a specific
right.
order. I think
So-
we got the right order.
So who just went?
I did.
Okay, so what?
I-
This is what I'm going to recommend.
Yeah.
These locations are not off limits. We have a place over here
Batteries.
for change, which doesn't have stars. So rather than spend something with a star for 1 battery, you
Oh.
can spend change for 2 batteries
Yeah, I like that.
and then come back.
Yeah.
All right. Somebody want to hand me some money?
Limit. Is it? It's
We're all
1 for 2?
together.
It's 1 for 2. Here you go.
All right, Rachel.
Oh, I'll give you the flashlight too.
Rachel is going to hand her flashlight to April.
Gotcha.
But the thing is once she gets there, she has to stay there.
Well, then, true.
I mean, and then we're going to wait for her to come back.
Yeah, true.
So Rachel's going to run over there, spend some change.
Mm-hmm. Get
2
2
batteries.
batteries.
That's the end of her turn. April's going to wait.
Yeah, we're just waiting them out, right? You could scope out the corner, maybe.
I'm
you
not
don't
going
need
over there.
batteries.
She's not going over there.
Okay. You don't want to take you don't want to just take, because she over here?
Rachel's over there.
Yeah, that's why we can't
She's
just
at
take,
the
yeah.
that.
Yeah, okay, that's why we can't just take
She
the
just
flashlight.
did that.
Yeah, got it. But who has the flashlight?
Rachel
Rachel has the battery.
Rachel has the batteries. I
I give her the
technically-
flashlight.
And he took she took the flashlight with
I
her.
figured.
Okay, then we'll
Wouldn't
wait
do
for,
any good
I'll wait for
separately.
Rachel to get back.
Yeah, me too. Yep.
Rachel runs back to this room,
Yeah.
And then,
hands the flashlight.
she doesn't want to
Well,
investigate?
She moved
She
from
can
there.
interact.
Oh, can she move from there to?
Yeah,
Okay.
She can move and do an action.
All right, she moves from there to here, and we'll go 826. Yeah, she'll take a hit.
I'll do the go to 826.
Yeah.
With a flashlight in your hand, you will definitely be clearly visible from anywhere in this darkness. The perfect target.
Gosh.
Oh, great.
Although, with a little luck, you might be able to dazzle it. The alley in front of you runs straight ahead between old pipes and a dirty wall of concrete before making a right turn. That also marks the limit of your ability to see what's going on in this area. Not exactly a lot. Your gut tells you that you have to be careful. On the other hand, what if the hostages are in there? Place one battery token back in the box. Do you want to continue? If so, read entry 944. Are you April? If so, you continue. Read entry 944.
That's funny. So April would have had no choice, but would you?
I think we'll let her.
I think so. Yeah.
In the dim light of candles and the wandering beam of your flashlight, shadows dance across the walls and floor. Even the murky outlines of crates and rolls of material seem suspicious, and your gaze flits left and right, just trying to keep everything in your field of vision. All more reason to blame yourself when you suddenly feel something pressing against the material of your shoe. Damn, you should have known. As fast as your reactions allow, you try to throw yourself to the side, but the trap has already snapped shut. A metal spool unrolls. Out of the corner of your eye, you see a lever, and as you glance upward, you catch sight of a massive sandbag swinging towards you on a thick rope. It hits you in the back with a heavy crash. The blow takes your breath away and knocks you to your knees. You give yourself a moment to recover from the shock before standing up and looking around. Nothing. No trace of Webb or the hostages. Okay, great. All that for nothing. Take 2 entries. Place adventure card P2 face up on location card P. Read entry P2.
Give me a 311.
311, and then we'll do P2.
Not these memories again.
Oh, not these. So
Hello,
drunk.
Lieutenant. Way too emphatically, the owner of the convenience store greets you and starts feeling for the key for the liquor cabinet behind him. You have a problem, and you know it. The fact that he apparently knows it as well, and is nevertheless eager to support you in your addiction, puts his friendly words in perspective. You point to a bottle of the high-proof stuff, and he hands it to you with a broad grin. Oh well. Ultimately, you're just a customer, walking bag of money whose problems are all the same to him, but you're going to take care of it soon. Swear off the hard stuff. A little willpower, and that'll be the end of it. Just not today. It will soon be the 5th anniversary of Liliana's death, and after your marriage fell apart following the murder of your daughter, nobody was really able to give you comfort. All you could do was try to numb the pain. $13. You rummage through your purse with shaky fingers. 13, 14, 14.50. Damn, 50 cents short. May I help? A guy with an extensive scar on his face moves to your field of view from behind. He's wearing a big friendly grin all the way from one ear to the other and offers you the change you're missing. You hesitate, but refusing is not an option. You need a drink. Quickly. Thanks. Thank you. Tom, he calls as he walks away and is soon halfway out the door.
That is Thomas.
Yeah. He visited all of us, apparently. Yep.
That's him.
Oh, and then
that's him.
and then it was P2. We have to
read P2.
Place all character figures on P, then continue reading.
P.
With open arms, Webb stands before the shipping container. 2 floor lamps cast their light from behind, and you see him clearly for the first time, not hidden in the shadows or in a photograph from his childhood. Thomas Webb in all his theatrical self-importance. Tom, who crafted all these plans and committed all these atrocities, just to draw your attention to him and make you listen to his story. It makes you sick just to think about it. His skin is so pale that you could almost shine a light through it and aim your flashlight in his direction.
You'll burn like a
Gaunt
vampire.
face with his dark red burn scar, combined with his ecstatic expression, creates an incongruous image in the diffused lighting. So here we are at last, all of us together for the grand fin. An abrupt hammering on sheet metal disrupts his well-practiced speech. In a moment, his face has darkened. The noise is coming from inside the shipping container. Hello? Hello? Is somebody there? Help us. This crazy. Furiously, he turns around, lifts both fists, and brings them crashing upon the metal door. Shut up, damn it! Chaotic tumult inside. Bodies crawling across the floor and gathering together in the rear. Choke sobs. He turns back to face you again, swinging between mania and rage. This is supposed to be his moment. He will not tolerate interruptions. So, where were we then? An abrupt change from a hot temper to condescension. Ah, yes. After a brief pause for thought, he picks the thread back up again. In any case, I am pleased that you are here. All the effort, all the work that I devoted to sending a message to the world, to show the world what happens when people are treated the way they treated me. He sobs theatrically. Uncomfortable truths are never easy to hear. Sometimes you need a catalyst, a motivator to make people listen to you. Almost affectionately, he caresses the container behind him. But sometimes the best motivator is the death of highly valued members of society. Once again, shocked cries ring out from within. Shut up, I said. And again, his face is overcome with blind fury. He turns away, kicks against the metal like a toddler, and screams curses at the container. He has turned his back to you. You sense your opportunity and step closer to him. But almost as if he had eyes in the back of his head, he interrupts you. Not like that, my dears. Without the slightest trace of agitation or anxiety, he turns on his heel to face you again. With disquieting poise, he slips his hand into a pocket and pulls out a knife. With an almost casual movement of his hand, a forged steel blade springs out of the handle and flashes in the light of the candles. The corners of his mouth twist into a crazy smile, stretching from one ear to the other. Let's see if we can do a little something to enhance your willingness to listen. Read entry 600.
By the way, when it becomes your turn, orange chick, April, shoot him with the gun.
Yeah.
Or stab him. No, shoot him with the gun.
I think the thing that's really funny is, hello, we're trapped in here with a crazy madman. Hello,
like how friendly the voice is.
We're inside here. Okay, all right. See you later.
Just don't forget about us.
And then we're gonna scream
when you say that we're gonna die.
Because here's what I'll point out: the prop poison is real poison. His prop knife is sharpened to be a real knife.
I don't know if it's loaded though.
Well,
if we have the option to.
I'm thinking all of
I'll try it.
I'm thinking all of the prop weapons have been gimmicked to actually be functional.
Let's see what we got here. 600.
You may now use as many adventure cards as you like to heal injuries. Afterwards, check how many injuries your group has in total. Now you have to decide, how do you want to meet Thomas Webb? You can select any of the following options if your group meets the prerequisites. Collectively, you have adventure cards 3, 1, or...
So collectively, you have adventure cards 31 or 66, and no more than 10 injuries, and are not in possession of adventure card 56 or 61.
All right, we have 30,
way too many injuries.
We have 31 and 66. Hold on, we can do some clearing up here.
Well, I can heal 1.
And that probably will heal 1. What do we got to have less?
Less than 10.
2, 4.
I've got 8.
Yeah, and this is 8. 10 on this side.
You would have to have less than 10? That's crazy talk.
Yeah. Oh wait, collectively you have adventure cards 31 or 6. Oh yeah, okay. So we don't meet that condition. Collectively you have adventure cards 69 and no more than 10 injuries. We still don't meet that. One of you has adventure card 76. Do we have 76?
I don't have a 76.
No. Oh dang. Is that the crow one? I don't know. 76 is on the back.
Might have a crowbar, yeah.
If you have none of the specified cards, or you don't want to use them, take adventure card 84. We have too many injuries.
Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Reread that beginning about.
We can heal up as much as we want with what we can heal up.
Yeah.
So we've got coffee that will heal 1, right? Yeah. So even if you heal 1 of mine, I go from 8 to 7.
Right. That's still 17.
I don't have anything else that heals because this mineral water does not heal.
If we push.
Oh, we can go over here.
Oh, if we. Yeah.
We can go over here and we can buy stuff.
Buy some chips. But what if we pushed you out the window?
Oh,
And then our
And
group
that
will
we
have
only have
9.
10.
Yeah, I think healable to 9.
Yeah.
Well,
No, I think we could go buy chips. I wonder if Brandy gets you anything.
I can start with brandy. It's two change for brandy or 2 change for chips.
Yeah.
Right. I
Yeah.
can start with brandy, see what that does.
And what was the other thing we could trade? Just the venom and
Yeah.
Well,
that's it. The pharmaceuticals.
Oh, we can't trade the star one.
No, the stars are what we can use for batteries.
Right. Yeah. So we've only got 2 change left. So it's either brandy or chips. But the problem is it's not going to be an astronomical amount of healing.
Yeah.
Either way.
We need 8 points of healing.
right, and we probably are not going to get more than 4 max.
Yeah.
So, what's our next option if we can't get less than 10?
Double check.
Collectively, you have adventure card 31 or 66 and no more than 10 entries and are not in possession of. Okay, you can take a card either one. Collectively, you have adventure card 69, which we had at one point. Oh no, I do have 69. And no more than 10 injuries and not in possession of 56 or 61. One of you has adventure card 76, which is 3. If none of the specified cards or you don't want to use them, take E4.
I think we're limited to E4
because of the injuries.
Yeah.
We just
I wonder if like 100%. Yeah, no, it's just collectively no more than.
Yeah.
Um,
Collectively is collective. It just means add up all of our total injuries. And we have not been healing along the way.
yeah, there's not been much.
Well, we
to
haven't
heal
had much
with.
heal options. Like,
yeah, we could have bought stuff over here, but the problem is
there's no other place to get healed.
well, and the injuries are so random, anyways. It's
And see,
we don't know
I was forced to eat candies which would heal, but I was forced to eat them at a time that I couldn't use the healing.
Right.
Rather than hold them for a time when
we put that face cream on you, we still would have to get rid of 8 total, right?
9 to be less than 10. Oh wait, is it no more than
No
10?
more
Okay,
than
so
10,
yeah,
so
we would have to
go
get
to
rid of
10.
8. Yeah.
I mean, look, having coins is not going to do anything for us.
Right.
Yeah. So part of me says, go over there and buy something and see what it does for you.
Okay. Let's whoop, 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 we buy brandy, right? So
brandy or chips? Which one is going to be?
Let's say.
So brandy. That's what is that? 801.
Yeah, 801.
Are you exploring this location for the first time? No, if so, read entry 841.
And
otherwise, read entry 141.
Okay, so
what would you like? Says the man with the broad, greasy grin to regard you appraisingly.
Brandy
you don't have enough dough. I also
34.
accept payment in kind. Pharmaceuticals are particular.
34. Rachel should have offered to go buy the brandy.
no, because Rachel will drink it immediately.
I know.
Do we have 16 or 56?
No.
Okay, pretend we bought chips instead.
Wait, why? What does that do?
35.
Oh, gotcha. That's
I
all
said
that
buy
it
the
is?
chips.
Yeah, no, I said chips. I don't know why he got the brandy. I said chips.
I said chips. Mr. Chips.
Heals either 2 injuries for 1 person or 1 injury for each of 2 people. So it's 2 total.
Yeah.
So we'll do this. Okay, so now I am down to 5 from 8. But that is still, you guys are
10 on the side of the table.
So we're 15 total. And I don't see anything else.
Yeah, 10 and 19. We don't have either.
Juliet's poison. Now this is an exclamation mark, and we'll get Doc something for this at the end for by having it. Do you want to taste Juliet's poison?
I mean, it's just going to injure us. And we lose points for that. Which one's going to be more? So,
Unless it's a fake out, unless it will actually.
I mean, April could take another hit. She hasn't crossed her threshold yet. It'll get rid of it, and she'll just be to 4. Want to do that?
Well, I'm not cheating.
Don't cheat. Just give April the poison.
I don't think it'll heal 5. Like even on best scenario, I don't think it's gonna heal 5.
Nah, let's not try poison.
I mean, you sure you don't want to do that? It'll take us to a net 0.
Fine here.
All right, she's gonna drink it.
All right, what entry?
666, of course.
Oh yeah. What did I forget?
You take a mighty swig from the bottle, and before you know it, it's almost empty. Only then does the realization hit you. What's wrong with these theater people? You would almost prefer to drink actual poison. Instead, you feel the sharpness of absinthe running down your throat. Foul stuff. Your face contorts in disgust, and you throw the bottle to the floor. Suddenly, your perception blurs. How can this crap affect you so quickly? Could it have been spiked with something? Take 1 injury. Return adventure card 60 to the box. Take adventure card 61.
All right. Drunk. Yeah. You should have known better. The absinthe really fogged up your brain, and you can no longer think clearly. While a loss of hand-eye coordination may be humorous, those standing around you may not go well for you, and then things get dicey. Important cannot. Oh, it's still.
It's an exclamation mark.
Yep.
Cannot be
exchanged.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So we're still gonna have an exclamation mark, but now we're gonna have an exclamation mark and another.
All right, let's just do our E. What was it? E3 or
E4. Tense as mice in a snake pit, you stand facing Thomas Webb. Your hearts are beating in your throats, and all the fibers in your body are ready for the command to drop to the ground. And all the hairs on our backs are ready. Thomas Webb, on the other hand, looks as if he were having the time of his life. 912.
This is not going to go well. We're all
Like a tiger in the zoo, Webb paces back and forth
We
in
have
front of you
number
with his
guns,
blade drawn as you await his next move, alert for whatever might come. He is apparently looking for a way to keep you under control in spite of your numerical superiority. His tension, the grinding of the gears in his brain, is almost palpable. His breaths are becoming shallow and fast as he feverishly awaits a mistake by you, and as his nerves finally snap, he rushes blindly towards the one of you who is closest to him. But he misses and strikes nothing but empty air. You use the opportunity to try to grab him yourselves. As he lunges at you again, you manage to fend off his blow and even disarm him. Panting and now clearly in the weaker position, he stands in front of you with his entire body trembling. Just as you are finally about to seize him, he hazards a dive towards the stairs leading up to the stage. Inelegant though his move might be, he is so energized by adrenaline that he manages to get up the stairs before you can grab him. Scuffling steps across a wooden floor, and before you can get to the top of the stairs, he has already disappeared. Frustrated, but also too exhausted to take up the chase, you turn toward the hostages waiting to be freed. You can find no trace, however, of the key to the shipping container. Do you have one or more of the adventure cards 1, 7, 5?
All right, so 17, 53, or 65. So 17, 53, 65. 65. We have 65 in the quiz.
Oh, we also have 17.
So we
okay.
So we do have one or more of the adventure cards.
Yeah.
So if so, a 12. So he got away, but maybe we'll be able to, maybe other cops will be able to track him
Your
down.
ex-colleagues at the GCPD are soon contacted, along with the fire department, and they don't take long to arrive. The hostages, Collins, Clark, Plaza, and Roland, are delivered to the medical personnel, and you are attended to as well. You provide your report and deliver the secured evidence that you are still carrying with you. Then, you go home, as do the hostages. It takes only a few more days, but thanks to your clues and the description provided by the hostages, Thomas Webb is finally caught, and your restless nights come to an end. Read entry 1000. It doesn't take long for Thomas Webb to be interrogated. At first, he refuses to cooperate at all, remains silent, stares into the air, ignores your ex-colleagues. But when you face him together, he starts to talk. Ernest Webb, his father, was never the loving parent that he pretended to be.
What?
Thomas was locked up, had to go hungry, was mistreated. The fire was no accident, but a desperate attempt to escape a life of suffering that a child should never have to live through. Things didn't go much better for young Thomas at St. Mary's either.
Yeah,
Frederick Bergquist had already appeared in medical journals along with Watts and Freeman with revolutionary contributions to the treatment of mentally ill patients. For the sanitarium, the carrying curtain was nothing but a cover for performing gruesome experiments on broken people. When Thomas wasn't being tortured in the asylum's basement, he was tormented by the other patients, hit, laughed at, all in an attempt to compensate for their own helplessness through violence and malice. After St. Mary's closed, Thomas disappeared. He made his way onto the street, trying to work through what he was never able to overcome, and that is how he finally hatched his plan to get revenge. He wanted to make the entire world learn how people like him are treated, what it's like to live in fear and to suffer every day. Diana Collins Clark, Christina Rowland, and Ray Plaza were deliberately selected. All three were the offspring of employees who witnessed what was done to the patients. Even if they hardly came into contact with Thomas Webb, he believed that they deserved what he did to them. Thanks to you, he achieved his goal. His story adorns the front page of every local paper, and there are even nationwide reports on his pitiful life, grotesque deeds, and wretched end. Read entry 400. Congratulations, you have successfully concluded the adventure. Now, calculate how many points you gain or lose by the adventure cards and tokens in your possession. Take adventure card E5.
Okay. So we get 1 point for every star symbol, and 1 point for every battery token, and we minus 1 point for every exclamation mark, and minus 1 point for every injury.
For every injury.
And minus 1 point each for every card that Simon is holding onto under his character card.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 4, 6, 7.
11.
Oh well, let's figure it out.
4, 5, 6.
Do the stars on the clues count as well? Right?
Yes. So I am. My personal score is net 1 because I am 4, 5, 6 minus 5. Okay. So I am net 1.
I am even.
Okay.
0. Okay. She is minus 4.
So minus 4 plus 1 minus 3 is that. We're at -6 so far.
Our clues are 13.
Okay, cool. We're at 7.
Okay. Okay, we're at 7. So now we're supposed to look at page 15 of the rule book to see how we did. So the rule book. Page 15. Not as well as we could have been. I'm sure. But we got the second lowest category. Apparently, what we were supposed to have done was 24 plus points.
Well, I'm gonna blame it on you guys.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Entries.
81 is an improvised gramophone needle. It is the clothespin and what looks like a needle.
Oh, is it a paperclip?
Maybe.
Nope. It just says, oh.
Well, it might be paper.
There was a thick needle somewhere.
Oh, okay.
And there was a repaired stuffed giraffe, which would have been 3 points. There were some theater tickets. I don't know where those would have come through.
Well, we searched all that.
The record.
Oh, well, if we did the needle.
Would have been with the needle, maybe.
Yeah.
Mirror shard.
Yeah, I wonder
if we've broken the mirror and gotten a mirror shard. Yeah.
So this one we probably had, but I don't know where that was going? Because the notepad of him probably would have created a sketch of a shoe print.
Yeah, because we saw his footprints in blood and paint. Well, we thought it was blood. It turned out to be paint or whatever. Anyway, we ran across his footprints more than once.
Oh, yeah.
And then
On the velvet. On the velvet.
Oh,
carpet
on the carpet.
too.
Yeah.
And then the rest was trash. So really, the things that we missed is whatever the theater tickets
upgrading
and
to
repairing the giraffe. I think would have been
And not
big.
and not me.
And the sketch, the shoe.
And me not getting injured every possible way.
Yeah, if you could have
So
at least had something to eat or drink along the way.
So I will read our.
Did you drink that water?
It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do
Oh.
anything. So it will tell you if it will do.
And there's no more healing in any of this.
Yeah. So we were just supposed to not get injured.
That's it.
Which is hard
like,
to
how
do
do
when
you
it's
not
random.
get injured?
Yeah, when it's pretty random.
And then
So here, let me read our scores. So 7 is the bottom end of the category 2 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
The hostage is
But there are 5 core categories. We are at the bottom end of category 2, second from the bottom. Where others gave up, you kept on digging until the point of pain and sometimes beyond. Keep it up.
Yep. Lots of injuries.
But we were not reinstated with the GCP.
Yeah, no, I would not expect it to be. That was fun.
well, here's the thing. Like if we would have done this other one, they all just go to 1,000. So no matter what the end is,
it's flavor text on
it's flavor text, and so the points,
on how we defeated them.
the points come out the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, right, but if we had
So
had
what? Wait, what was your points?
He was
net 1
How
because I'm 6 minus 5.
Oh. So she should have, if she would have got something.
Because she was just minus 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she broke even.
I was minus.
And he was minus 1.
Yeah, I was minus 1.
And so. And then
Most of those clues I found.
I
was major contributor here.
So, but how many do we have in there? 13?
13.
Oh wait, I was minus 3. I wasn't minus 1. I was minus 3.
Oh.
Because I had 4.
This is 13 plus my 1 would be
Or did I cancel
14
that?
plus you said you were break even, then minus 4.
4 minus 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I took this out as a 0 because it cancels each other out.
Yeah.
So there was just those.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
No, look, these things are usually hard.
Yep.
Like to make it on at all is.
Yep. But, at the end of the day, I mean, we got the job done.
Right?
Yeah.
The fact that the GCPD won't take us back, that's on them.
All right, boys.
That's their loss.
All right, see here, boys. We're going out for drinks. Rounds on me. Also, everything will be on me later on because I'm drunk as I can be.
I need to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I need to go to the hospital.
Marcus, I'm getting tired of you talking about here. Here's a cream puff. We're going for some brandy.
All right, well, thank you. So this concludes Chapter 3 of Adventure Games, the Gloom City File. This was the conclusion. We didn't get the best. We won. We didn't lose, but we didn't get the best possible result. But thank you very much.
So the thing here is, could you have avoided those injuries by understanding that certain things are dangerous?
Probably, like I could.
Is that the thing?
I could have not eaten that thing that gave me 1 point damage. I could have not stuck my hand in it and between floorboards when it's dark, and then you use the flashlight to look down there.
That's true.
Why'd you do that?
Not drink the poison.
Yeah,
I
told
drank the
you.
poison.
I told you not to drink.
But the poison, well, it did give her one more.
Yeah.
But all it did was, I thought it would have got rid of this thing.
Yeah, but it replaced it with the next one, right? So we just were, yeah.
So we were just 1 for 1, and it
It
really
netted
just,
you 1 damage, so it
So
cost
what was the break? Was 17 in the middle of that break, or was it in line?
Well, we were at the bottom of the category, so even with a couple more points,
It was 7 to 12 is category 2.
Yeah, that's so
We were at 7. We were at the very edge of category.
So we would have needed a lot more to get.
Several
Yeah,
things
yeah,
would have
yeah.
had to change.
Yeah. We would have had to have done our jobs. But to your point, Don, we fully explored everything, which probably ended up giving us injuries that we would not have gotten otherwise.
Right.
So if we had done a targeted investigation and like left some things not explored, then we may have missed some flavor text, but we also may have missed some injuries along the way.
Well, my reason.
But it was hard to tell which was going to leave the clues or not.
Well, that's what I'm asking is because, like, for example, there are games where you just go in and it just arbitrarily decides, there's a monster
was in a
here.
piano. Like that.
Right.
That was pretty random.
Like if there's nothing to indicate, then I think it's flawed in that you go, oh, well, I'll check this out, and then you automatically get attacked.
Yeah, I think it was a little of both because the snake was on the piano. Getting into the theater dealt 2 damage and lost our crowbar because that was unless there's an alternative way to get into the theater.
Right.
I think we had to
See,
use the crowbar and take 2 damage and lose it.
And that's my point is like there's not enough money on the table / mandatory injuries to keep you under that. Also, shouldn't that be weighted?
What?
That collective 10. Well, it still doesn't matter. I think it was just flavor. I don't think you got any points for getting him without.
Oh yeah.
I don't think so. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I think I would imagine if we actually were able to combat him, that we might have caught him instead of the. That's probably when we would have been reinstated, is if we caught him.
But it still went to 1,000.
Yeah, but we may have gotten some sort of reward before. But,
No, it literally said.
Oh, it didn't.
If I remember correctly.
Well, I don't. But it didn't do something before going to 1,000 and then be like, oh, collect this stuff and then go to 1,000.
Nope.
Oh.
Arrested, taken to police station. My dad's family going to one other armed. Impressed ex-colleagues extend their hands in respect. After a very long night, you go home. 1,000.
Would you like to use the fencing for it?
That was
so
fencing.
those are. Oh, gotcha.
And then the next one is 513.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of hate to read everything.
But I'm interested if the gun
not
would
really
actually work
replayable.
because my thing was like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
all the props were rigged to actually be effective.
Yeah,
What's the gun?
I
It was,
It was
Not-
described as a toy gun, but I was wondering if it was actually.
yeah, E2 was the gun.
Oh, was it? Your best option right now seems to be a bluff.
Six-
Because our character checked it and it wasn't loaded.
612, which would have been viable in our thing as well. We could have chosen that.
Yeah.
612.
If we had too much injury to the issue.
Oh no, 612 would have been bad.
Okay.
You want to hear the whole thing?
Nah.
Basically, each character takes 1 injury. All at once, something goes on, and his blade catches someone in the upper arm. One of your characters take 1 injury. Decide who it should be. Blah blah blah. Go down, search in vain. He simply disappeared, never seen again in the incident. 400.
Oh, he would have escaped entirely?
Yeah.
So don't bluff. Actually go on with something, yeah.
Congratulations, you have successfully concluded the adventure. Don't know about that.
Oh, I took it already.
You took 19, 16, 15.
Yeah, no bonuses, no anything for just defeating him. That's odd.
Yeah.
Which one would be them?
The E's are here. We were E4, I think.
Yeah.
No.
Look. I mean, obviously, this all comes down to being one person's fault, and he's not even here to properly accept responsibility.
Jason?
No, Charles sent us down the wrong path early in chapter 1. He's the one that got me all injured up. When we started chapter 1. We started chapter 1. Well, sorry, we ended chapter 1. We started chapter 2 with more than 8 injuries.
Yeah.
All because of Charles, obviously.
That sounds reasonable.
Oh, interesting.
Not here to defend himself, so sure.
Ducking responsibility. That's what I said. He refuses to answer for his actions.
Okay. So of the endings, we did have one of the more successful endings.
Okay.
The very best ending would have been to have the repaired giraffe.
What? How so?
Because we would give that to him, and he would
Be a good
give
person?
up and surrender and be like, "Oh, you cared for me when no one else did." Blah blah blah.
Struck a nerve, and he would have.
But but that comes down again. Like I said, it was Charles' fault because Charles was running the chicks, and we got that giraffe while in chapter 1, and he was running both the chicks, and they're the ones that do sewing.
So I wonder
and
what
he never
what would have led you
recommended
to that needle.
Well, I don't remember how it ended, but how the transition to 2 to 3 was a little abrupt, and we lost some of our items. I think it might have been one of those
might
situations,
have been those
because
places.
we don't know exactly what's going to trigger the
Right.
and and make some of those disappear.
So something, because you had those cards on top of other cards, and maybe something crushed it. Yeah. I don't understand your system over there, Michael. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't have one. I mean, normally
Clearly, the putting them in numerical order is not your system.
when I do unlock, we have it kind of down, but for some reason I'm just foggy.
your 1 is over there, and then it goes 23, 67, 38, 3.
Well, I'm looking for an 02. I don't know.
Well, he's got.
Oh, I've got 2.
He's got the whole stack over here. So if you just put them in their numerical order, he'll fit them in between.
Well, I was trying to,
Over
find
here.
their pairs.
All right. 1, 2.
All right. Well, here.
3.
You do that.
Give me the 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2.
I will get I'll get a small value.
30, 31,
Tokens.
32, 33.
And I guess maybe I'll get a bag for the cards.
Thanks for setting it all up too and replicating where we saved from a while ago.
I could not find the pictures that Charles took and sent us because I guess it was too old in the
yeah.
text thread, and because it was 5 months ago.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was 5 months ago, and it's been sitting there. Chapter 1 published and chapter 2 and chapter 3 not published.
Yeah.
And I was like, we need to finish this off. But yeah, so I watched the whole chapter 1
Gotcha.
video and just basically
Recreate
it. Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
This is hilarious to me. Like, just became dysfunctional all of a sudden.
All the blood loss got to him.
Yeah. Well, that was kind of bizarre that no matter what your ending was, there were only 2 that were really kind of negative. One was if you pretended to use the gun, you got hurt, and you lost. You got hurt. Everybody gets hurt, and then one person gets hurt again. So that's a lot, because that would have been 5 points.
Extra.
And then every other one was either he gets away or he doesn't get away. The end.
Okay. Gotcha.
No consequences, no advantages. So that's kind of odd.
Yeah.
That you didn't have anything that gives you the ability to like beef up.
Yeah, so like you were asking, it does definitely have some of those unfair, untelegraphed good or bad things that come up, like in the 7th Continent, where it's like, oh, we were trying to follow the animal tracks and nothing.
Right.
Bear.
Yeah.
Is this bag gonna fit the card deck, or is it too small?
Well, is this a thing that was something was already in it?
Well, there's a bag for my supply. I don't like to use bags that are too big, but I don't think the card deck is gonna fit.
I don't think so either. Unless you split it.
Will these tokens fit in this bag, or do I need to put them in?
I think we can get all of them, but maybe. Is it only 4 characters?
Yeah. Okay, so.
I don't know if the standees will fit in there, but it might.
And I like that your code came in handy in episode 2.
Yeah. So that card deck, if we make a full card deck, is probably too tall for the box, right?
I believe so.
So
No, it'll actually fit.
I was trying to use it as a scoop, but it wasn't working.
okay. Do the cards need to be in the bag, or you think they'll just be fine sitting as a draft.
How about 6 rubber bands?
Yeah, they'll get a little. I think a bag might be better because
Okay.
they'll jostle.
Oh, Jocelyn's. Didn't they used to sell us rings and stuff?
And those won't go that way, so they have to go this way.
Right on it. That's like.
Oh, I forgot the thickness of that.
Put it in this. Let's see.
I mean, it'll close, but not as.
Not quite.
Okay.
So
So
separate
split
the
the deck
cards.
into two, yeah.
No. Yeah, there's no way to get it because this.
Yeah, let's take up the entire
If you
and
split the
yeah,
deck into two, maybe half each can go in that bag.
I wonder if splitting it up letters and numbers.
Go in there.
That's
Go this way.
okay, that'll fit. Yes.
Just will that fit.
Oh, here can I put this around.
Let's leave some random notes in there, like "Beware the piano" or something like that for whoever plays next.
Hope you're not a music lover. Coded message.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if Marcus is stupid or just unlucky, but man,
That was hilarious.
especially in chapter 1, you should really watch the video, Don. But in chapter 1, it was like every other turn I was getting injured.
Yeah, I
Every
forgot
second
about
or third
that.
turn I was getting injured.
Alright, I'm not having any luck with this.
Oh, here's a trick.
Yeah, alright, you can trick it. Put a couple in, and you open it, put it in between.
Well, that is one way to do it. The other way is you get it started.
And then rip that brown paper and put a piece of tape on it.
That works too. But I like the system. Like it's more of just an
Yes.
interactive story.
Yeah, no,
Like,
this is solid
with
stuff.
some light puzzling and stuff, but it's a fun experience.
Yeah, and then are these like, are they all the same or are they rated by different?
I don't think they have difficulties on them, but they're different groups of adventurers going through.
These are the guys that do the escape games, right?
They
That-
are,
that,
yeah.
That publisher.
So we've played the Monochrome Ink. That was more of like a cyberpunky, I want to say, but it was going through the.
I've got a volcano one
Yeah.
over there
Yeah, that'll be
that I haven't
fun.
played.
And the dungeon we've done
Pompeii.
with the castle and everything. So yeah, I think the volcano is the one that we have not played yet.
And then that should be. Well, you put the box. You put the lid on it down. Jeez.
Oh my gosh. How do I live with myself?
I don't know how you live with it. But anyway, this should be ridiculous. But thank you guys for that.
fun.
We did chapter 2. We did chapter 3. We finished it off.
Yeah, we did 2 in one night.
Yeah. And it was good. I enjoyed it.
Me too.
Like we said, it is kind of linear to a degree, but it's very, very story, heavy.
It's a
But-
fun experience. Yeah.
But I thought it was super linear
Yes.
while we were playing it, and I thought it was like, check every single thing. But now that we got such a low score, now I'm revising that. Now I'm rethinking that strategy and thinking maybe you are supposed to be selectively investigating actual leads
I think.
and ignoring, things.
Yeah, but I think it has to be. Are there clues to give you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like certain things were nice and obvious, like the
the crowbar leaning up against
Right.
let's go grab the crowbar or the lighter. Like some of those
Yeah.
are super obvious. But then like that piano and then the snake, and I'm like, who knew that
Right.
was going to give you so much damage?
Right. But it gave us, I think it gave us music sheets that did not have stars on them.
Okay.
So I think I got a music sheet out of there that didn't give us any points, but I did get bit. So that might be an example of you have a reason to investigate the piano. What do you think the piano is going to tell you about what's going on?
Yeah.
Sure.
You know,
Right.
You know.
Think like a detective.
So I think what that means is overanalyze everything from now on.
Yeah. Try to role play more. Like think of the situation.
Yeah.